I hope that tweet's about Dyke.
It's not.
But imagine. Here we go. Game 1, Kinda Ackerman versus Power Ranger, and awkward start already as Power Ranger looks to be a bot. Yeah. The respect from Kinda. Oh, doing a little bit of damage there. Not full respect. It's not the same Kinda from earlier. This is the Kinda in the winners finals.
I still don't understand why South America just chooses deliberately to not reset. That's so weird.
Yeah, I also don't understand. It's like, okay, that's a bot, just reset. Like, you could have a normal fight for the first weapon. Things still looking awkward for Power Ranger. Like, yeah, he's getting knocked around, but he's also just kind of jumping and fast falling.
Yeah, very few attacks coming out whatsoever. That's going to be one of Kinda's easiest first stocks of his life to get off a Power Ranger here, 45 seconds. Not sure what's exactly going on in this game. We are seeing some more attacks come out from Power Ranger. He's able to get over to a weapon, has a lot of work to go. This is why just resetting the game can be so helpful, because if you would have done that in the very beginning, we would not be in this spot.
Well, unfortunately, now his hands are tied. He's committed to the stocks and this game. He's on the Poe. Still has some opportunities, loves to go for that end-sig read. We saw that a lot earlier today. Ooh, nice downsig. Just a gravity cancel end-sig just on reaction. Expecting Power Ranger to jump out of that.
So one of the last times I saw Power Ranger fighting a Koji, it was Wes's Koji, and Power Ranger was actually a Koji as well. And he was definitely winning the Koji mirror and forced Wes to actually change to several other characters. More than just one, indeed, because he kept figuring those characters out. He does get a stock here. We might see Power Ranger possibly force the Koji mirror match, or kind of may just take this one all the way.
I half expect Power Ranger to stick with this Poe. Like, aside from his matchup against Lopez, his teammate, he hasn't really looked to think about switching characters. And so far, the Poe's been doing really well for himself. Of course, earning himself a spot in this winner's final. And he's evened it up. That first stock didn't even matter. He's got the lead. That first stock meant nothing.
Now, I believe Power Ranger only dropped one game so far today. It was one against Nagi, of all people, earlier in Winners Round 1. Moved on past that, 3-0'd Lopez, then moved on 3-0'd Fiend, and now he is where he is. So he's had quite a record today.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely a whole new Power Ranger and a whole new Kinda Ackerman. Both of them playing out of their minds today, but Power Ranger is going to fall. It's going to be final stocks for both of them for game number 1.
Weapon juggling coming out from Kinda. Actually goes all the way to the far right side of the stage. Weapon spawn should be coming in shortly. There it is. It's on the left. Power Ranger grabs the gauntlets.
Nice little jump back from Power Ranger. Knew that he was in that punish position, but relatively low recovery frames on the gauntlets means that he can kind of escape a little bit safer. Goes for the weapon. Toss does not connect.
A lot of dashing and jockeying for movement coming out. Spacing extremely important for these two players.
I like that Kinda didn't take the bait there. Power Ranger threw out just a raw side sig. A lot of times people will fall for that bait and eat an immediate neutral light, but Kinda respected it and waited. But Power Ranger gets the read. Double down light recovery. Power Ranger takes game number 1.
He's been grabbing those double D lights all day. I can't believe the frequency he's getting them. I'm going to have to look to see if there was a dodge there that Kinda had already used, or if he was like, okay, he's going to D-light recovery me, so I'm just not even going to press the button. His game's over.
Definitely happens. We're going to see that replay real quick. There's
it is.
A
dodge, yep.
Usually when you see that turnaround D-light, it's a dodge, but I wasn't 100%. But looks like he was, because he got that dodge read and he went immediately. Good knowledge again to go for the double down light, gets that extra damage and that height. And he was like, you know what? I'm not close enough to the horizontal kill box. We're going to go vertical with the recovery.
And that's the cool thing about him picking that up so frequently, is that he recognizes it in like every single instance. It's not like bells and whistles have to go off, an alarm has to go off, a big red arrow goes off saying, hey, look, he used his dodge. It's time for the double down light. He just grips it and rips it every time it's applicable.
Looks like, again, Power Ranger bot
Bro, just reset the game, dude. Please.
Yo, it didn't matter, though. Last game, it happened, and he lost the first stock, and guess who won game 1?
Yeah, but, like, why go through that? Why risk that? Just reset the game. South America is just totally built different than any other region.
You know what? It's because they put the keys in the car. They're like, we've already put the keys in the car. Ignition's on. All we got to do is gas pedal, and that's what's happening as we're in game number 2. Same map picks, same character picks between the two. Double down light into the side air.
Man, see, this is what happens when he doesn't end up losing a stock right away because he's disconnected from the game.
Just a more commanding lead for Power Ranger. Now he's over the gauntlets. You're not seeing the huge gauntlet strings that we're used to seeing from the North Americans. Not even like D-Light and airs. Really, he's been doing D-Light down air more frequently.
Man, his spacing to be outside of the range of Kaina's sword when he has gauntlets in his hands, fantastic so far. He's not getting hit by like any of these stray hits that are just coming out from Kaina.
Yeah, especially considering Kaina has that range advantage. Really good movement from Power Ranger. Does get punished there for that NSIG read. He's been going for that a lot, and Kaina's ready for it. Nice Tatami Mat will lead to the evener.
Good spacing from Kaina, that unarmed down light when you gravity cancel it. I mean, even just normally, you're not going to have that much range on it. So he was placed perfectly to find the down signature. Power Ranger hoping he can catch again with that signature, catching a stacked Kaina. If he was too far away, weapon toss goes high just under Kaina.
Oh, he's got the spear. Opportunity here. Just going to go straight for the D-Light side air. Power Ranger with a solid lead over Kaina Ackerman. Now, we'll see if this starts happening, but it seems for the most part like if Power Ranger misses, he'll do an immediate jump gravity cancel attack to try to like catch the opponent off guard. And we'll see if Kaina can make an adjustment.
So one thing, even though we're seeing Kaina really start to pick up these hits here on the second stock, we aren't seeing the quickness and the strong momentum that he was grabbing earlier in one of his previous sets. He was, I believe, was the one against Wes earlier today. We aren't seeing the strong signature reads coming out.
No
We're
Sair?
seeing just a lot of hits in a row. He's bringing this one back off of that, going deep all the way to the left side, almost chasing after that weapon spawn.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that was about. Didn't really go for the advantage of like, hey, I'm going to delay the weapon spawn for my opponent or at least get some stage control. Instead, he was just kind of styling.
Went for the straight up dodge that time. Power Ranger wasn't in a good spot to punish after that. Still definitely has a lead here. There's another weapon spawn. Gets over the down signature from Koji.
Ooh, missed the double swing. Power Ranger in a great spot. One more Sair could do it. Okay, it's just a ground pound. Power Ranger going to take game number 2 over Kaina Ackerman. He's really trying to keep that game loss low.
Already locked in on the Poe. Kaina might be thinking about this one. He did change the skin and the color. He has not changed the character just yet.
Ooh, a Cassidy for game number 3. No carryover to the Koji, but still a level 51, meaning he's put in a decent amount of time onto this Cassidy.
And a high dex character.
Yeah, okay, that's true. Yeah, we'll have similar stat lines.
Who is swapping onto blasters in the year 2021? Not very many people.
It's definitely a rare occurrence, and it seems like kind of also not really swapping onto blasters as much as maybe swapping onto Cassidy Hammer. But, ooh, that's a nice read for Power Ranger. Nice 4-piece to start it off.
Who did that earlier? Was that LX? Yeah, that was LX that did it on the Knicks earlier. Woo! Oh, my gosh. Now you see why he's not playing blasters. There's no reason to.
Punish from Power Ranger, though. Going low, goes for a nair, the safe option. The recovery would have been nice, but still, damage is going the way of Kaina Ackerman.
See lassos coming out. Ooh, that's going to be placed really nice to get that spike over the corner. Not enough to get back.
Yeah, a well-timed weapon toss. Forced out the dodge a little bit early from Kaina Ackerman, and unfortunately just meant they didn't have as much movement.
Now the next weapon pickup, I believe, for Kaina is going to be the blasters. Grabs him, actually throws out a move this time, and he's going to get punished immediately.
Power Ranger is mixing up the follow-up off the sidelight right there. Did a sidelight, dash forward, dash back, sidelight again, caught Kaina. He's so good at mixing it up and getting the reads, but Kaina will find the evener with the side sig.
Coming out pretty quickly, hitting immediately to the left side and also a little bit at that 45-degree angle, so you can catch a slight aerial opponent with it. Oh, okay.
Just going vertical. The juggles back and forth. Almost caught with the unsig. Kina's in trouble. Punish opportunity. Good patience to not go in too early.
Interesting, we saw the neutral light come out there as the punish on Kina's landing instead of the D-light that could have led into the recovery. Oh, that one's going to cover both sides. Power Ranger was too high, gets the punish and the stock.
Perfect positioning from Power Ranger to not get caught up in those blasts from Kina Ackerman.
Power Ranger might just be about to halt all of the progress that Kina Ackerman has made today. Looks so strong. One of Kina's toughest sets earlier in the day was against LX. Went all the way to Game 5. Then he came out against Wes. That one only went to Game 4. Is Power Ranger going to take him out here with a swift 3-0?
I mean, he is definitely poised to do it. Currently sitting with 2 stocks to Kina's 1. Kina's going to need something massive here. In kill percent gets out of the way of the D-Light Sair, but the Sair weapon toss is going to give Power Ranger a spot in the grand finals. What a run.
Power Ranger should have made that look easy.
He did.
Which is crazy, because we are in winners finals. That's what I expected it to be like, West versus Kina Ackerman.
Yeah, absolutely. I think most people expected that sort of set to happen way earlier, and you got to give credit to Kina Ackerman to get all the way to the winners final. Again, a guaranteed top 3 finish, but Power Ranger, I mean, if Power Ranger can do that to Kina Ackerman, I don't know who can stand in the way of Power Ranger right now. Power Ranger's looking so incredibly strong.
And now you see we're moving down into the losers bracket. You see Kina Ackerman waiting there in the losers finals for the winner of this next set. It's going to be Fiend versus Wes. We already have Fiend in the room. We already have Wes in the room. Now this is an important set, not only because we're this deep in the bracket, but you have Fiend in your top 3. I have Wes in my top 3. I believe you put Fiend 3rd, right?
I put Fiend 3rd. I also have Wes. I have Wes as my number 1. So it's kind of a bummer for me either way. But hey, Wes has won a lot of both of them have won a lot of tournaments. If we brought up the stats, you'd see all the gold medals. But it is definitely a little bit of a bummer for me. Either way, we'll see who can continue on, as it's going to be Wes versus Fiend. Wes opting to go over to the Koji.
Yeah, your predictions are basically this set in the same spot mine were in the previous set, where it was Wes versus Lopez.
3, 2, 1.
But here we go. Wes on the Koji is going to get the spawn weapon. Fiend was right next to it, but I think he was expecting Wes to throw out a move or the opportunity to throw out that nair and catch him. Oh, good spacing, avoids the side sig. But Wes in the offstage, clashed out, and Wes is going to fall.
Yikes. That is not a good first stock for Wes. He was already losing it in terms of the damage that he was taking, and then just got straight up edge guarded. And it wasn't even like that fierce or that intense or that much commitment that went into that edge guard. It was very little, and Fiend was able to take that stock. Wes coming out here, like, this is what Wes almost looked like against Kina Ackerman, so I'm back to being worried.
Yeah, Wes is definitely having a little bit of a sloppier day today, but at the same time, Fiend suddenly looking a lot better. He's been throwing out, another fall from Wes. Fiend, is he going to 3-stock game 1 in this matchup against Wes?
Back-to-back neutral lights. Unarmed, though, so it's not going to be a lot of damage. Still unarmed. Fiend controlling the weapons.
Good spacing from Fiend. Goes for the read with the N-Sig. The stars come out. Fiend just getting so much damage built up onto Wes. What is going on with Wes? Wes is the top seed. He's the #1 PR in South America.
Yeah, this game just needs to be forgotten about immediately. Wes needs to be a goldfish with a 10-second memory, and he needs to just wipe this away, pretend it never happened.
Every time I bring up that stat, Creed points out that it's like 11 months.
Yeah, but like, who cares? Creed isn't on the microphone to defend himself right now, so he's just wrong.
Either way, 94 damage put out from Wes. A really rough first start as Fiend does get the 3-stock. And like you said, Wes has to wipe that from the memory books as he makes the swap over to Artemis.
This is a interesting choice. He is using the Battle Pass color scheme, hoping that's going to give him what he needs. Let me pull up Brawlhalla to see how his Artemis is looking.
It's It's an interesting pick. We saw the Volkov earlier, was looking pretty all right. It was generally a little bit more axe heavy. We've seen his Ulgrim time and time again. And of course, he's got a great lance, but it's still interesting to see the Artemis in 2021. You don't see a lot of people pull out the Artemis.
So Nyx is his 4th highest level legend, so he does have a lot of time on the Scythe. Of course, you mentioned the Ulgrim as well. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, pick the Artemis, definitely, absolutely. Start off with this. Scarlet is actually his most leveled legend. So he has 2 extremely high Lance characters and a high Scythe character as well. Artemis is level 45, so still a lot of time spent on this Artemis specifically.
Okay, he's putting in the work. Looking pretty all right. Much better than he did in the previous match for sure. Fiend going for a hard read there with the ground pound. Would have been some nice damage. Not necessarily a knockout, but could have been the threat of one. Finish. Jensig and West with a turnaround. Sair is going to take the first stock.
Fiend might have to be more careful about how greedy he gets here. You saw that ground pound come out earlier, and now he went for that signature over on the edge, and West capitalized on that, punished it for a stock very quickly. That, even with the bounce, is almost going to KO.
They were pretty far to the left there, the neutral light. Then West flying. West really wanting to get that extra credit, but Fiend not really allowing it. D-Light recovery not quite enough. Fiend wants to even this up immediately. Still not enough.
West needs to be careful. A couple of these moves that he's throwing out, he's going for these strings that aren't true options, and we've seen Fiend wake up with the gravity cancel D-Light, so he does have to be careful about that. And we're getting word on the matchup history specifically between these two players, and it does not look good for West. It is 16-6 heavily in Fiend's favor.
I want to know if you filtered that into just the past year, what that would look like, because as far as I've seen in terms of the past year, it's a little bit closer to a 6-6. Right now, though, Fiend looking to push that advantage even further, as he does have the damage advantage and weapon advantage, but this is what I'm talking about from Fiend. When he's got someone close to kill percent, he just starts pressing the heavy button, going for gravity cancel D6 in all sorts of wonky spots, but he gets the clean 3-piece for the damage and the knockout.
Now, Fiend is in a pretty good spot here. Scythe is coming out the side light. You saw him. He's only in the orange on this second stock. Now he's in red after that down air, using the active input to get him over to the edge of the recovery. West actually pulled out of the ground pound. The recovery came through. West does find the KO. Has around 50 damage on this stock, maybe a little bit more, as he is in the yellow at this point. Weapon spawn comes in. Fiend grabs it, but he does take a hit.
Both of them. Final stocks. Fiend gonna find the end sig. Still getting hits. West punishes the down sig, but that is a soft punish.
There's 2 hits. Fiend sent over to the edge. He recovers very quickly. West not putting out a lot of pressure on the corner just yet. Swapping out his weapon over to another Scythe. Hits a nair. Gets him over to the edge again. Fiend gets back very quickly. The edge guarding from West has really not been that strong.
Fiend just immediately goes back towards the stage, and West is not being able to punish him for it. The kill percent here. Nice weapon toss to stop the D-Light. Fiend just needs a 3-piece. He's going to go over to the Katars, the less consistent knockout tool.
Weapon spawn comes in. Oh,
Ooh,
man, that was
spaced.
close to hitting. Again, goes for the low option. Fiend actually goes high this time. Gets back pretty easily. The neutral light. Fiend still in the orange here against West. Hoping the side heavy's going to connect that neutral air. Puts Fiend into the red.
Fiend is taking his time, not throwing out too many attacks. Doesn't want to get caught in recovery frames. Misses the punish. West get a neutral light, and suddenly this is doable for either player. Both of them in the red. D-Light recovery. Fiend takes game number 2.
And you saw at the end, the edgeguard situation that West went for was basically them just trading places. He was like, I'm on the main platform, you're over on the edge. How about we just completely swap? And then you're on the platform and I'm on the edge. That is a very interesting choice for West to go in.
Sounds like a great trade.
It's not. It's a very bad trade for West to go for. Didn't even throw a weapon toss down. I don't know, man. I don't know if Wes is regressing to what happened earlier against kind of Ackerman. I want to see what we saw against Lopez.
So here's what I'll say about Wes. We didn't have a lot of time to talk about what's going on with Wes, just because they jumped straight into the map bans and things. Got to respect the fact that the players just want to play. But the fact that Wes has basically swapped characters every single game that he loses, basically played 2 or 3 characters per set, it feels like he's not confident in any of his characters. And a non-confident Wes is a Wes that's going to be struggling to tread water. Like that lack of confidence in a pick, it makes me nervous for the future of Wes of this tournament, at the very least.
Now, the West fans in the chat will be happy to see this Macho Man coming out. And they've been asking for it all day. Every time he's on screen, anytime he loses a game, they're like, why are you not playing the Ulgrim? Play the Ulgrim. That hasn't been the trend here recently. Like in the last tournament, who was he playing? I ended up writing it down. There's a lot of characters.
He had
Koji,
Taros.
It was Ragnar. It was Val. It was a Suri in 1v1s.
Yeah, he's definitely playing wheel of characters. I mean, even today, he's played quite a few. The Koji, the Volkov, we just saw as well. Like, there's so many different characters that he's played. And he's hoping that this one is going to be the one to keep him alive, because he is 1 game away from getting knocked out and Fiend earning a spot in the top 3.
Yeah, where's the Volkov, by the way?
I mean, I don't know.
I totally forgot about that.
Right now.
He locked in the Koji, and I was like, okay, it's the West Koji. And I just completely forgot about the Volkov that he used against Lopez really well. Think about all the signatures that would have been in like the perfect spot on Crystal Temple, like covering so much area around the soft platforms and the main platform. Like, where's the Volkov?
Well, Wes having a little bit of an identity crisis, and Fiend taking full advantage as he takes the first stock in commanding fashion. Fiend is just going to run away with this one at this rate. Wes is able to pick up the axe. Do with it.
Oh, right in the spot to not get hit by that. Even had the iframes in the beginning of it too.
A Fiend just having so much invulnerability inside of that. Again, the D-Sig comes out from Wes. Fiend was trying to go over the corner. You saw him with the movement. Dunk down, and Fiend might take another one. Yes, he will. Fiend is sitting pretty with 3 stocks to the 1 of Wes.
Yeah, Wes is getting rolled here. Fiend is just outplaying him so well. We aren't seeing any of the confidence of Wes. We're seeing some of the wild signatures come out that aren't even close to hitting the Neutralite. Going to do his best to fight back in this. He goes deep with this one.
No!
He's just going to get completely rolled over here on the edge. The weapon toss, still not going to have enough. Fiend's able to get around it.
He is thankful he did not burn too much movement before going for that recovery. By charging a D-Sig, Wes is panicking here. The chase dodge,
oh
Fiend
my gosh.
with the 3 stock. Fiend is going to close out the set and lock Wes into the top 4 position.
Dude, what's up with Wes today?
That is a whole different Wes.
That's tough to watch.
In the bad way.
Yeah, that's really tough to watch. You saw the amazing set of Wes versus Lopez, and then you see him just get destroyed here. Just like you kind of saw Ackerman get destroyed. Like, what is happening? Late bracket here with South America. Very interesting outcomes.
You know, it might be getting late. I don't know where they are in the South American region, but maybe it's just getting late in their time zone. They're getting a little bit sleepy. Maybe they need to eat a Snickers and get some food inside their tums. I don't know if they've taken that time in between these breaks, but either way, they're gonna have to figure out something quick, because there are 2 more sets left to go. The losers final, Ackerman and Fiend.
We have these 2 players in the lobby, and we're moving on to grand finals. Ladies and gentlemen, it is here. Oh wait, this is losers finals, not grand finals. I'm sorry. I'm just
good.
I'm so thrown off.
You're pumped.
I don't know what's going on today. Like, it's messing with my brain too. I don't know what is in the air that is just messing with everybody's minds today.
You know, things are crazy. Like I said, the world has kind of caught fire right now, especially South America struggling.
In a lot of places, quite literally.
Well, yeah, I actually realized how terrible what I was saying could sound in some places. But Fiend and Ackerman, very interested to see what maps they're going to ban as we're getting right on into it. Is on the Koji again. Fiend, of course, sticking with the Asuri.
Slow map banning coming out. Only one taken off the board so far. It is the small mammoth taking the dome off, taking the small great hall, taking the demon island off, and small enigma. So we have no soft plats, one soft plat, and two soft plats.
Yeah, it's interesting he left Crystal Temple. I think a lot of times people who, they'll fall into those camps of just like, I don't like plats at all. They'll get rid of the 2 tri-plats, the 2 bi-plats, and then they'll kind of see what's left over. But Fiend decided to leave one of a 0, a 1, and a 2.
He did go up against West just a few moments ago on that Crystal Temple and came out victorious in that one, so might still be feeling confident on that map.
Right now, we'll see how well that confidence works out for him, as he is against Kinda Ackerman. Does have a little bit of warm-up from his matchup just a moment ago, but you're going to see Kinda Ackerman playing very differently, much more confident than Wes was.
Both of them ground pounding one after the other. Fiend definitely taking more damage here compared to Kinda. Going to come out with the neutral signature.
A Neutralite going to proc Kinda into the yellow. The recovery. Almost caught with the dare. That dare could have been deadly. Fiend still taking the brunt of the damage here. Finally picks up a weapon, but just a little too late. Kinda going to take the first stock.
Juggling up the weapons. I don't know what that Neutralite was. Maybe expecting Fiend to immediately be on top of him after respawning.
Yeah, maybe just expecting like an immediate spawn in, going for more attacks. Doesn't get the second recovery though.
Kinda's done a great job dodging weapon tosses today. He's now done that against several different opponents. You saw it just now.
Varnish was a little delayed, but it works out. Does get the D-Sig. That's going to be some good damage onto Kinda Ackerman, but Fiend needs the knockout.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised that Koji, with those low recovery frames, couldn't actually get out of that signature before Fiend was able to throw it out. Nice little 3-piece.
Flash out. That was a burn recovery, but Kinda still able to get on stage first. And the Neutralite beating out the dare from Fiend. Tommy Matt, a little delayed on that one.
One more bow Neutralite should be the KO option off the top. Of course, also has an incredible signature kit. It's a neutral air. Even though it was down a little bit low on the left side, still enough to take off the top. And Kinda Ackerman still has 3 stocks to his name as we get just over 2 minutes into this game.
Fiend is really struggling to even get... Oh, okay. Sudden connection issues. I was going to say, Fiend was struggling to even get enough damage onto Kinda Ackerman that Kinda should be worried. Like, yeah, it's small Brawlhaven, but, like, we saw a Sword Neutralite not even put Kinda Ackerman off screen. Like, that's how little damage Fiend has been able to put out. Yeah, this is a bot.
For sure.
All right, he's back in. He stopped. A little bit of a bot.
Nope,
yep, maybe still a bot. Yep. I think he was in for a moment, but you can tell just the way it's doing SIGs that it's a bot. And he's back. Good to go. Again, respect to South America, because they'll wait for that.
They're crazy.
They don't mind.
They're totally crazy. This is
I know
losers
you
finals.
would take that. 100%.
Absolutely.
Thousands of dollars on the line, you take that.
If $1 is on the line, I'm going to take that.
Oh, you got the Taza logic of $1 is $1 million?
I mean, you've seen me in custom games with Magma Bob. I'll take
yeah,
that.
Sure. Yeah.
And literally nothing is on the line.
Nothing but ego. Falling Sair kind of goes for the N-Sig read, but Fiend is patient. Let's get disarmed by this Sair from Kinda Ackerman, though.
Fiend super damaged. Kind of has a lot of options. It's the neutral signature getting in there nice and quick and clean. And even 6 hundo damage coming out. That means it took 200 damage per stock for Kinda to get that win. A little bit on the inefficient side, especially with Koji having a stronger signature kit, and we're on that small Brawlhaven. He takes that, oh no, Fiend actually takes that one out of the way right on the beginning. Frame 1 of the map banning.
Yeah, it is interesting it took so much damage for Kinda to take that one, considering, like you said, it's small Brawlhaven, and he has such a fantastic signature kit for getting those knockouts. Like, we just saw that N-Sig. We've seen him hit Tatami Mats and side Sigs for knockouts. But either way, he still walked away with the dub, and we're going to game number 2.
Now keep in mind, these characters actually, based on the stances that they're in, almost have identical stats. They're only really 1 point of difference. Kinda has 1 more dex, and Fiend has 1 more movement speed. Now that Fiend is putting into the strength stance and Kinda is putting into the defense stance. Again, Fiend with the connection issues. Rough spot to be this deep in the bracket.
Yeah, just really unfortunate timing as well, as this is losers final, like you said, and Fiend, he needs this. He's down a game, but he's going to launch the fireworks and say, let's get it on. Game number 2, Fiend versus Kinda Ackerman, and Kinda Ackerman playing that grounded game.
Oh, nice read
pick
there.
up.
Oh, he keeps
Hits
going.
it again. I'm surprised he is hitting those jump dares, because usually with Kinda's movement, he's able to get out of that. Side sig connects. Fiend, can he get it? The side air, and there's not enough movement. Fiend going to get the first stock.
Almost clean on that stock as well. He's going to be able to juggle these weapons, pick the one he wants to stick with. Of course, he's going back with the Katars. Very low damage Kinda does give Fiend the option to get another huge read to put out 50+ damage, but it's Kinda who has a read on Fiend's movement here, putting out a lot of damage, getting him closer to that orange. He's going to need to put that out very quickly before he takes too much more damage, or he might find himself too far behind.
Woo! E-Sig, that was sweat beads. Kinda is going to get denied the movement. Fiend takes another one. Did he finally plug in the Ethernet cord? Like, did he realize that it was unplugged, and that's why he was like, hold on, sparklers, while I try not to shock myself plugging this cord in?
I'm not sure, but it's like a complete 180 from the last game. Kinda is going to find the side signature there to get the KO. Fiend's still a full stock up here on the Demon Island.
Nice weapon toss from Fiend, but Kinda gets some good response damage. Again, the recoveries, some good juggling. It's interesting to see sword recoveries as the juggling tool. Usually you go for the Nair because it's faster, it's safer, but looks like Kinda wants a little more damage. Side sig, Kinda bringing this back.
Yeah, that was a fantastic punish. Sending Fiend all the way to the left side. Kinda in the power position. Catches the recovery easily with the down light. Gets the KO off of it too.
Yeah, that short wall really trapping Fiend there. He went for the recovery, tried to graze the wall, but because it's so short, you can't recover as low, or it's a lot harder to do so. So he peaked too high, got caught for it. Dash back, just the kicks. The spacing from Kinda Ackerman has just been on point all day today.
Backdashes are really good. If he's right inside where he normally would get hit, you see that backdash come out. That gets him just enough out of the way where he can still punish right after that. D-Light Dare gets the delayed recovery afterward, too. No way a D-Light Dare recovery would have been true there. There's the down signature. Kinda now up 2-0.
Fiend was looking so good, but Kinda just brought it back and took it from. It was a reverse 3-stock.
Fiend is saying things in in-game chat, but I don't speak that language, so I don't know what's going on. We see Fiend actually dropping out of the lobby. He did say impossible, which I don't know if that means impossible. That would be my best guess.
I see the word Kinda, so maybe he's saying something directly to Kinda, but either way, unfortunate spot for Fiend. He's going to try to reset, maybe just check the routers, check the connections. He was looking so good for so much of game number 2, and then suddenly it started to fall apart, and Kinda Ackerman ran away with it, and now Kinda is 1 game away from locking Fiend into that 3rd place spot and Kinda goes into the grand finals.
Fiend is back in the lobby. If you didn't notice on the last stat screen, I believe Kinda did about 553 damage that game. So even though we were on Demon Island, a much larger map with much further away blast zones, he was even more efficient to get the KOs, which is a good thing. You don't want to be on that 600 damage each game. That's a lot of extra damage that it takes to KO your opponent, which puts yourself in a lot of dangerous situations where they can fight back and get the comeback.
Yeah, the less efficient you are, like you said, the more opportunities the opponent has to bring it back and maybe push their efficiency a little bit more. But we're going into game number 3. Fiend's back in the lobby, sticking with the Asuri, Kinda on the Koji. What's the map pick going to be? Likely Demon Island for game number 3. Is that still on the board?
Important choice here between Demon Island and Crystal Temple. Small Mammoth Fortress. It is Kaina's choice. Still thinking about it. 13 seconds coming in. And we're going back to the Demon Island.
Demon Island for game number 3. Fiend looked like he had the. Then suddenly everything went wrong. We'll see if this time he can keep that momentum, keep that lead that he has, and win it out.
Right out of the gate, no taunt indicating connection issues just yet from Fiend. Hopefully that's a good sign. Grabs first,
Got the
two
weapon
weapons.
control. Hasn't done that much damage though, but he has had the weapon control, which is just a nice feeling to have. Okay. Went for that jump dare again. Kind of was ready for it this time. Got the punish.
Weapon toss went down and he's able to pick that one back up. Kind of definitely fighting back with the damage. Ooh.
Nice air. Read the dodge out from Kinda.
Nice.
And Fiend with the ground pound takes the first stock. But he's been in this spot before. He cannot be too confident.
He must be feeling good after he saw that dodge come out from Kinda. That side air started all of that off. Hit Kinda when he was in orange, then the dodge came out. That was a free ground pound for Fiend. I think it even bounced him off the wall, which does not reset your jumps. You have to touch the wall of your own volition for that to happen.
Same thing for the ground. Gotta touch the ground of your own volition to reset that dodge counter and jump counter. But right now, kind of trying to reset the stock counter. Light side air from Fiend puts Kinda into the off stage. Goes for the signature, but the weapon toss gonna stop it.
1 or 2 more hits. Kinda's going to be in the orange on his second stock. Not a good spot to
Punish.
be in. The D-Sig right over on that edge as well, which is exactly where you want to be, hitting that 45-degree angle Sig.
Spot dodge. Recognizing how Kinda likes to play that bow, but he gets back up with the D-Light and N-Light. D-Sig punished from Kinda.
Nice priority there. Getting the falling side air to interrupt that signature from Fiend. Another signature on the corner from Fiend that gets punished by Kinda. Fiend's going to have to be careful.
Oh, the 3-piece from Kinda to take the stock lead.
Fiend just seemed like he started getting a little bit greedy there, and Kinda was more than happy to capitalize on those recovery frames that you're in after you throw out a signature.
Yeah, it's definitely happened more than a handful of times where Fiend will have the opponent in that kill percent, and then he just starts throwing out raw down sigs. The opponent's like, all right, I'll take all of this, and Kinda gonna take 6 swings onto Fiend's face, getting more. Fiend is in trouble here in game number 3, Kinda about to close it out.
You saw Fiend just floating over on the edge, threw out the sword recovery, completely whiffed it. Oh, Kinda! He expected the pressure coming out from Fiend and threw out the ground pound, got the KO. A huge swing in the other direction.
What a reaction from Kinda, just the immediate jump, ground pound, shut down Fiend and close it out. Fiend gonna go home with the 3rd place finish.
That is not what I would have. I mean, we've said that a million times today. I don't want to sound like a broken record, but that is not what I would have expected.
I mean, all these scratches means that the record will keep skipping. And so, we are here now in the grand finals of Power Ranger versus Kinda Ackerman.
Now we're here. We're here, ladies and gentlemen.
Let's get into grand finals.
It's been a very interesting day.
We're in it.
We're here.
Got it.
We landed.
All right. Well, it is the grand finals, like we said. Power Ranger versus Kinda Ackerman. It got here so fast that production wasn't even ready for it, even though we gave the signal. Power Ranger has been dominant. Only lost a game today. Kinda Ackerman, on the other side, was doing so well, but still got 3-0'd by Power Ranger. And at the very least, that makes me feel kind of good, because if Power Ranger wins against Kinda Ackerman, I was still technically more right than you were for the...
Well, once again, strange things happened that should not have happened, that nobody could have predicted, that you somehow got lucky yet again.
I might be kind of okay at making some some predictions and brackets. But either way, it's going to be an interesting set for sure. The way that Winners Finals played out, Power Ranger just ran through Kinda Ackerman, and it was looking rough. And then we go to Losers Final, and Kinda Ackerman runs through Fiend. Are we going to see a repeat when we get into the Grand Finals of Power Ranger just running back through Kinda Ackerman, or are we going to see a new Kinda Ackerman that's woken up and is ready to fight now that we are here in the Grand Finals?
So let us get into the Grand Finals. And we're getting into it. You're seeing the stage banning coming through. 3 maps left up. Small Enigma, Small Great Hall, Miami Dome. Lots of soft platforms abound.
Power Ranger leaning into the soft platforms kind of makes sense with the way that he's been playing those spear downlights. Miami Dome doesn't really work for that, and yeah, I think Kinda Ackerman's going to like that fact. So he's going to go into it for game number 1 of the Grand Finals. But we'll see if Kinda has the adjust, because man, Power Ranger just had it on lock.
So we've seen all day that Koji is a very tough to punish legend, especially that signature kit. And we are having issues already right out of the gate.
There's on the check mark, we're good to go.
That check mark's backwards.
Well, he's looking the other way.
They're in the southern hemisphere. That's how it works.
Yeah. Some nice nair juggling coming out from Kinda Ackerman, but there's the 3-piece from Power Ranger off the gravity cancel downlight. Slide charging the D-Sig, but he lets go early enough that he doesn't get punished by Kinda, and he still maintains this position. Oh, the weapon toss saving his life.
Yeah, it seems like we're going to see a lot of just straight vertical punishes on the edge coming out from Power Ranger, especially because Kinda is playing a non-hammer legend. Power Ranger immediately right out of the gate, despite the connection issue early on, gets a stop.
What a downlight off the soft platform. It's so high, and yet it works out in Power Ranger's favor. Even went for the recovery for the knockout. Kinda Ackerman almost evened it up there, though, off that sword side sig.
Weapon toss is keeping Kinda away from the weapon spawn on the soft platform. He's finally able to grab it using that extended range that you can grab weapons with. The neutral light sending Power Ranger. A lot of in-air movement options. Didn't even land on the soft platform.
Nice recovery. That'll even it up. And Kinda practicing his movement for a moment while the weapon respawns. Can't deny, and Power Ranger has the spear.
Ooh, goes right back into that neutral signature, but it is a low damage signature. At least he caught Power Ranger when he was in low damage. So it's not going to send him too far, not going to put Kinda in any super power position, leading to an edge guard situation until we get to this point.
Kinda has that NSIG read on lock. Been so good at doing a jump ground pound and hard punishing it, but Power Ranger's still getting the brunt of the damage done. Goes for the double side light, Kinda went high.
Neutral light from middle of the stage. That's going to send Kinda off screen. Weapon's going to stay in the hands of Power Ranger until just now. Wanted to save that weapon toss until kind of got over towards the wall. Spear coming back in. Could see the D-Light recovery or just a side air from the middle of the stage. Again, Power Ranger holding on to this massive lead, only about halfway through his second stock. Again, that weapon spawn is going to come on the soft platform on the left side, but kind of is able to hit Power Ranger away and get to him.
Opportunity here for Kaina. That side sig going to put Power Ranger off screen. Reaches really far with that side air. Almost gets pretty punished for it, but he's going to get back safely enough.
And he is going to be careful when Kaina is over on the edge. You saw him throw like a neutral air. That put Kaina down over on the wall, and he didn't choose to press that further. He is super damaged right now. He's not necessarily in the space where he's going to normally be looking for a stock here. He's just looking to get damage, and he's finding it. Has Kaina in the orange. Ground Pound is going to take away the second stock from Power Ranger, but again, Kaina is about 100 damage behind Power Ranger.
A little bit of a rough spot for Kaina. Definitely has some health to play with, so not guaranteed, especially if Power Ranger keeps going for these side double side reads and kind of goes high, but still kind of needs a lot more damage to get back into this.
Now, even though he didn't follow it up with the double sidelight that time, we did see him do 2 double sidelight follow-ups in the same direction 2 times in a row. So it doesn't seem like he's doing the regular option of sidelight one direction, sidelight the other direction.
Yeah, I talked about this a little earlier with TWK. Power Ranger is really, really good at those micro adjustments, those changes based on how the opponent is doing, and a falling side air, one more hit, and Power Ranger could take game number 1. Goes for the recovery, wouldn't have led to the knockout, but the neutral light might. Not enough. Got back to the wall, has his jumps.
Now think about how different the edge guard situations for Power Ranger were in the beginning of the game versus how they were just then. You saw him going balls to the wall, over on the corner, even taking a few hits, going directly on top of Kaina in the beginning of the game. Then all of a sudden at the end of the game, when he has a huge damage lead, knows it's not going to take too much to close that game out, he's much more reserved on the corner.
Yep, put the basketball, the baseball, and the soccer ball all against the wall, and Power Ranger takes the game. We're now going to Demon Island, and we see Kaina Ackerman going to make the swap. He's just decided, you know what, worked best, a hammer. Cassidy wasn't quite the pick, but it's okay. Still makes it back safely. You see Power Ranger go for the rotate just in case he has to save him. That's what that chase was.
Now, with this character swap, that's very important because I believe Power Ranger is the only person that has made Kaina Ackerman switch characters all day. Earlier, you mentioned it was to the Cassidy. Now it's over here to the Bodvar.
Ooh, went for the sidelight punish, but went a little too far forward. I think he dashed into that sidelight, which is why he ended up getting caught there. Power Ranger has the spear. Oh, just barely able to jump outside of that end sig. Another stomp side air. Kaina's bringing the damage back, but he gets caught by the pogo from Power Ranger.
Weapon spawn is going to come in. Kaina goes all the way over to the right side of the stage. A little bit of an interesting choice there. I almost expected a taunt to come out, indicating that they're going to halt the game because of a connection issue. But no, just some different movement coming out of Kaina Ackerman.
Yeah, that downlight was kind of curious. I think he was playing 4D chess a little bit, expecting Power Ranger to try to catch him, picking that weapon up. He was trying to go for like a counter punish, but Power Ranger was respectful at least a little bit.
Ooh, he goes for the stomp
punish.
there.
Oh, no! He missed the punish, thought he had the range. Kaina will still even up the stock count though, but man, he's in the red.
Yeah, he's like even more behind than he was in the previous game when he was 100 damage behind. Now he's basically 150 damage behind. Oh, that is an easy punish for Power Ranger, as kind of just threw that one out raw, hoping, I guess praying that Power Ranger was going to run into it.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on in Kaina's head, but I feel like it's a level of panic of just like, he keeps coming forward, I need to throw out a hitbox and hope he runs into it, and it's not working.
Because even if it hit, like, you know how damaged Power Ranger is. He's in the yellow, so that's not really going to do very much for Kaina Ackerman. The weapon toss comes through. The dodge has been burned. He'll have it back up. Oh, no.
Oh.
He's going to float really low on that.
Okay.
When he gets back to the main platform, we don't see Power Ranger put too much pressure on it. D-Light
Nice.
down sig. Thank you, Kaina Ackerman, for the fantastic option.
But is that option enough? As he does even up the stocks. Okay.
Oh, he did it again.
Went for a little bit of style. I thought he was going to go for the weapons. I think most players out there would go for the weapon denial, but kind of instead went for the damage that he could get.
Yeah, he went for that goofy unarmed downlight right around the weapon spawn, just like he did earlier in
Oh.
the game. Oh, Power Ranger is going to take that. Now up a mighty 2-0 in this set. Coming from the winner's bracket, needs one more game to just put this one to bed.
Yeah, Power Ranger looking really, really good right now. And kind of Ackerman is just hoping that Jesus will come down and tell him what character is the correct one, because right now it is a struggle for kind of Ackerman to find the solution. It was a hovered Lin Fei, and it's going to be the 4-strength Lin Fei. Didn't want the 9 dex for the Qatar string. Instead, wanted the damage potential.
Now, Power Ranger was approaching 50% light attack accuracy. He was right at 49%. Very strong accuracy coming out of that light attack kit. Kinda Ackerman changing characters yet again over to the Lin Fei of all legends.
I don't know what the logic is. Maybe it's because I'm not as familiar with like Canon's favorite matchups, but I'm not sure why the Lin Fei over something else. I don't actually know what kind of should switch to because I don't know his character pool well enough. But man, this is an interesting pick for game number 3 in the grand finals.
His highest level Canon legend is going to be the Zol. That is his 3rd highest level legend total. The Lin Fei is going to be level 61. So he has a lot of really high leveled legends coming in.
Clearly putting in some time. Got the ground pound. Remembers to go towards the wall just in case. Had to reset those jumps.
You saw how vertically Power Ranger recovered there. He basically used all of his jumps and his recovery immediately because he knows that he has side air under his belt to get over to the wall.
Ooh, went for the down sig read, expecting Power Ranger to maybe go low. Oh, he was trying to punish again. You saw him go for that ground pound, but just didn't have the positioning. The kiss taunt. I'm not sure if that was a I'm lagging or a I'm dying kiss taunt goodbye.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we'll see going into the next part of this stock. We didn't see him go over to the left or right soft platform or another taunt indicating that he was good, so I'm not sure.
I mean, they're definitely playing right now. It looks like Kaina's been swinging, so I guess it was a kiss goodbye. But right now, he's going to need 2 more kisses because running out of stocks here in game number 3. The recovery, Nair not going to connect, and it's not going to lead to the knockout, but that's good damage.
As the sidelight D-Light goes for the side sig read, but Power Ranger was up and around, completely away from that. Kaina's just sitting on the main platform. Really needs to find this stock very quickly. Kaina is going to fall yet again.
Power Ranger is a whole new beast today, and he is running away with this one. 3 stocks left to his name. It is going to take a lot for Kaina Ackerman to take this game and try to get this to game number 4.
We saw the 3-0 in winners finals. Are we going to see the 3-0 in grand finals? It's looking certainly possible. Gauntlets in Power Ranger's hands. The down air from Kaina's cannon is going to bounce off the platform. Not going to be the KO option needed just yet, but the neutral air will send Power Ranger off the top. In the 3-stock possibility, there is a kiss goodbye, but this time it's a positive kiss goodbye.
Kaina did, in fact, get that stock. It is interesting that both times Kaina did a weapon toss, then kiss goodbye. Like, you know, you could just still hold the weapon and do the emote. Double D-Light, triple D-Light recovery. Power Ranger closes it out and is going to be the South American Summer Champion off the triple D-Light into recovery.
Oh,
what a finish.
Baby, a triple. Kinda even put the respect on that in the chat, said nice.
Didn't need Google Translate for that one. Man, what a finish. Power Ranger runs through it, takes the gold medal, and finally looking real good. Kaina Ackerman going to get his first podium. And with that silver medal. And then, of course, Fiend goes home with the bronze, guaranteed a top 3 again. I said it in my predictions, and it still holds true.
Yeah, that's huge. What a run for Kaina Ackerman. Fantastic work this weekend. Power Ranger coming out on top. Silver medal for Kaina Ackerman. I expect to see Kaina getting deep in the bracket going forward this year. I mean, we're a good bit of the way through the year, but there's still so much left in this Brawlhalla competitive season for Kaina to really make his own place in the world.
For sure. That's going to be really nice because, like you said, we're about halfway through the season, which means that, there's that's going to be a nice like kind of PR boost, and it'll stay relatively relevant. And B, this is a great time to start bursting forward. There's only, you only want